What's up YouTube? For today's video, we have a full longest neck Pokemon team. Now these are the Pokemon with the longest necks, but you didn't guess that one. Now people, we will be doing a stream on Twitch tonight. Should be if I don't sleep in with my 23 alarms. But we'll be doing that one. Link is in the description. I hope to see you there. Going to be doing some casual shiny hunting and might give some more Zora codes away as well. So the link is in the description there. I hope to see you there. And let's get into this battle. The question for today is, what is your longest shiny hunt? I was gonna do another question there, but I don't think it was a good idea. Anyway, this is a battle on my Discord. If you guys do want to join the Discord and come along, battle, chat, trade, and all that, link is in the description. This is against Way. We have a Xatu lead here, so I've got my special Dodrio getting a nice little crit there on turn 1, which is cool. So Dodrio has some amazing special moves, people, and as you guys know, that really attracted me to use them. So we got max special attack and max speed. We got tri attack, we got air cutter, mud slap, and work up. We got the ability as early bird, and I got the item as grounding of Z. So I'm going to outspeed the Pikachu and go for a Z mud slap here. Now the good thing about this, right, is Pikachu's defenses are absolutely crap. So I knew this was going to do like a lot of damage to it. And 99.9% of the time, Pikachu is holding a light ball, so it doesn't have like a focus sash or anything like that. Anyway, so the Pikachu is going to get hit hard by that Z mud slap, and that is going to be enough to take it out in one shot, which was pretty good. So I got a mud slap KO. I'm very, very happy about that one. So now we've got the Glalie coming in. Now this team, as you can probably notice if you look what the team was at the start of the video, was very, very weak to Ice Pokemon. So Ice Pokemon really shook my team up a lot. Okay, so we've got the Glalie coming out, digivolving into the Mega Glalie. Now, any physical move this throws at me, if it's a physical set, which it is going to hurt a lot. It's going to outspeed me, and Double Edge is going to one-shot my Dodrio. In fact, Double Edge is going to be able to one-shot basically all of my team bar one. So the only good thing about Double Edge is it is doing some recall damage to the Glalie. So I'm going to go into my Tropius now. This is just like a fake swap in here, and I'm going to swap it out straight away, and I'm going to go into my Aurora. So I was just trying to get some damage on the Glalie. And if I didn't have to sack one of my Pokemon just, for it to take itself out with Double Edge, so be it. Anyway, so Glalie doesn't have the greatest, widest move pool, so it's going to go for a Double Edge again. That's obviously the best attack it had to hit me with. It's still doing a lot of damage considering. I'm just able to live that one and get off the Earth Power to take out the Glalie. Now, I did actually get an Aurora sweep. If you people want to see that one, let me know in the comment section. If you enjoy these teams, people, leave a like on the video. Let's see if we can aim for 1,000 likes. Okay, so now we got the Servine. So Servine is going to be able to outspeed me, and it's going to be a contrary set with Leaf Storm, and that's basically going to give it a free +2 in special attack, which is bad. Now, I do have my Tropius, which I could swap into that, and, that I was thinking I could swap in Tropius because, it's going to resist that Leaf Storm nicely, and I do have Aerial Ace on this set, so this is more of a bulky Tropius, but it's fairly offensive. So now we're going to get hit by the Hidden Power Ice. I just tanked that one. I'm running max health with a Citrus Berry as my, as a little bit of bulk. So we got, on this set, Leaf Blade, Earthquake, Aerial Ace, and Brutal Swing. Pretty brutal. Max health and max attack. So we got Everlight on Servine. It's taking the attacks way too well. That should have done a lot more damage. And it's going to finish me off with Hidden Power Ice. So things are not looking good at the moment. The rest of my team is all basically weak to Ice except for 2. One of those 2 Pokemon are down already. So now we're going to go into the Meganium. Now, Meganium was a choice band set, max attack and max health. We got, on this one, it gets Seed Bomb, which is pretty nice. We got Earthquake for Steel types. And we got Facade and Outrage Facade if I got Poison or Burn. And Outrage, well, because there's no other real moves to put it on it, and I thought Outrage was pretty funny. So it's going to live the bound at Outrage, and now Servine's going to go for my favorite healing move, trying to storm me out of my Outrage, hoping I get confused. Now, Outrage can hit from 2 to 3 times, so I was kind of hoping I could bank on hitting that 3rd time or get a critical hit. Alright, so it does around the same amount of damage to Servine, and now Servine's going to go for the Hidden Power Ice. This thing has, I think this is nearly at +6. Or it is at +6, and it just misses a KO on my Meganium. Thank goodness, it's a bulky Pokemon, and I run max health, as that would have swept the rest of my team. So Servine finally goes down. I'm very thankful for that, and now I got confused. It doesn't matter, though, because that threatening Pokemon is down. So now we got the Xatu coming in. Now Xatu can go through a U-turn, just to take me out there. It's going to go for U-turn again. I guess this is like the little pivot Pokemon on their team. So down goes Meganium, but I'm happy with that result. I got rid of like a very threatening Pokemon. Okay, so we still got 2 more Pokemon left. We got the longest neck Pokemon being Executor, Lola Executor, and we got Girafarig as well. So this Girafarig set was probably the MVP of most of the battles, surprisingly. Okay, so anyway, we got the Delibird going for a Z move here. It's going to be normal EMC. So on the Girafarig ride, it was a bulky special defensive set. So it's going to boost all of its stats using a Z Happy Hour. So I've got to take out this, once again, another Ice Pokemon. I've got to take this one out. Now, the only thing about Delibird is it does have the Hustle ability if it's running the physical set. And, you know, it does have a chance of missing. I was hoping it would miss. So anyway, got the Ice Punch coming our way. Unfortunately for me, Ice Punch is going to land. Does a lot of damage. Girafarig is actually able to tank that one. The only reason I tanked that because I was actually running Max Health, and Hyper Voice is going to be enough to take it out. Thank goodness. Okay, so we got 2 more Pokemon remaining. Girafarig is going to get a little bit of leftover recovery. So this Girafarig set was as follows: Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic, and Hyper Voice. Now we got the ability as Early Bird, so I only go to sleep for 1 turn, which is really, really handy, right? Okay, so we got the Xatu going for the Roost here, which is annoying. Now, the problem is this thing has Magic Bounce, so I can't use Toxic against it, right? I could go for the Hyper Voice and just do a little bit of damage, right? There's not much I can actually do to it. It's still doing okay. Now, I've got my Lola Executor left. Now, I'm quite confident I could nearly take that out in 1 shot. Now it's going to go for the U-turn. So, Girafarig almost goes down there. I'm going to leave that one on 9 health. And I actually went for a rest this turn myself. Okay, so now we got the Dedenne coming in. Sorry, not the Dedenne. The Leafon. Well, no, I'm sure I called that Dedenne for. So we got the Leafon coming in. Now, Leafon, it's kind of risky for them to bring that Pokemon in because they may not know, straight away if I've got Sap Sipper or not, or I've got, Early Bird. So we got the Leafon going for the Sword Dance. If it does use a Grass move, there's a risk that I could have Sap Sipper. It may have another normal type move. For coverage too. So going for the Sleep Talk, hoping I get Hyper Voice or something like that. And I do get Hyper Voice. Okay, that's pretty good. That's some damage on Leafon. Does pretty good damage too. It's a 2-hit KO. So now we got the Leafon. It's going to go for the knockoff. So it's got that on my Girafarig, and that's going to one-shot it, unfortunately. Unfortunately for me, I'm running a Max Health, Max Special Defensive set. So I'm not very bulky on the defensive side. Okay, so baby, we've got the last Pokemon as Alolan Executor, the biggest, longest neck Pokemon. Look, you can't even see it. You can't even see its head, people. So, I know that I can leave anything that throws me. It's going to go for a return. Now, they weren't very nice to their Pokemon, so it didn't do a lot of damage. At best, if that was max happiness, it would have done 56%. So, I would have led that one quite easily, and Leafon is going to go down. This is a max health, max special attack, assault vested Alolan Executor. On this set, we've got as follows. So, I wanted to drop the Draco on the Xatu, but I know that it has Roost, right? And I know that there's a chance that it can actually live. It does a lot of damage. It is a chance of getting a 1-hit KO, but I thought maybe if I could get an Ancient Power Boost and, guarantee that 1-hit KO. Anyway, so we got the Xatu. We've seen it's got Roost, it's got U-turn, and it's got Nightshade. Nightshade, some fixed damage. I'm going to go for the Ancient Power again. I really needed this boost against the Xatu. Almost taking it out there with a super effective one. Now, the problem was, too, if I did miss with Draco Meteor, that was another thing. So I kind of had to time it right when I did it. And I was just trying to think what set this was actually running. I was thinking it could be definitely running max health for sure, judging on the damage, and possibly running max defense if it wasn't really an offensive set. It was more like a support set. Okay, so pretty much here, the Xatu was just using Roost against my Ancient Power, getting rid of any chance of me boosting my special attack at all. I really needed a boost here. So we've got Ancient Power, we've got Giga Drain, we've got Flamethrower, Draco Meteor, we've got Frisk is the ability, and Assault Vest. Now, I could have run something like Harvest and Citrus Berry, but I wanted to run like a bulky special defense set. I thought it could be more fun. Okay, so Xatu is back to full health once again. Really, I thought if I could hit it with just a neutral Ancient Power and then go for the Draco Meteor, this would be enough to take it out because I actually had revealed that I have it. So now, Xatu's going to go for another Nightshade here. I went for the Draco Meteor in hopes that, this would be enough to take it out. I was hoping there wasn't max health, max special defense. I was hoping it was more of a max health, max defense one. That's normally what they are. And it is. Xatu is going to go down to the Draco Meteor, and that one is game. Hope you guys enjoyed that first one, and let's get into the second one. Your boy needs a drink of water. Sorry about tonight's upload being a bit late too, people. I slept through all my alarms as well. I'm hoping I can stream still. So we got the Licky as the lead. This was a battle against Salty Sanj. Now I'm going to go for the Seed Bomb right away on the Lickitung. Now Lickitung is obviously Everlight and is going to take that one very, very well. It's, however, going to knock off my Choice Band, so I'm not going to do a lot of damage. However, that does free me up to use some other moves, so I guess it's not all that bad. So go for another Seed Bomb. There wasn't too much I could do against this thing. If it had Wish or something like that, or some kind of form of recovery like Rest, you know, I could just swap out my Meganium. Now we got the Lickitung go for a Sword Dance, boosting his attack by 2 stages. I'm just going for Seed Bomb, right? I just want to get rid of this thing before it actually, you know, does too much damage to me. So now it's going to go for the Return and hit me with its big tongue, almost taking him out there. Maybe live that one, and now I can finish it off with the Earthquake. Now, they did have a Pokemon that could have come into that, a Seed Bomb. That's why I opted to go for the Earthquake, right? It would have been super effective. So Lickitung's down. That's good. We're getting rid of that Pokemon. It's always really bulky. And now we got the Jinx. So as you guys know, this team is very, very weak to Ice types. This Pokemon was the biggest threat on, you know, on their entire team. I had to get rid of it. Now I couldn't swap it all. There's no way I could swap into an Ice move. When all of my Pokemon, I guess I had Auroras and I had Girafarig. That were the only real Pokemon I could swap into Jinx. All the rest were just going to get one-shotted. Plus it was Life Orb too, so it was doing even more damage. So going into my Girafarig. So I was thinking, if I could go for a Hyper Voice here, or I could go for a Toxic. I opted to go for the Toxic. However, we got the Farfetch coming in, which is going to, you know, eat up that Toxic rather nicely. I was hoping it didn't have a Facade, and then I get hit by a full power Facade, because that would take out my Girafarig in one shot. So I know the Farfetch can get like Brave Bird, First Impression, you know, Slash, Quick Attack, Leaf Blade, all those moves. So I thought, no, I don't really want to get hit by a physical move. I'm going to go into Auroras, hoping that it doesn't have Leaf Blade. So into my Auroras anyway. We got a First Impression from the Farfetch. That does pretty good damage to me, and it's going to get some poison damage. Now, this was my Echoed Voice set. I really didn't actually get to show off Auroras too much in this battle, all these battles, but it did get a sweep with it. So we got on this one, we got Echoed Voice, Rock Polish, Earth Power, and Psychic. We got the ability as Refrigerate and the item as Metronome, Max Special Attack, and Max Speed. However, I get critted by the Leaf Blade, and that is my Auroras down. Man, poor Auroras didn't do too much in these two battles, but it's going to come in clutch, people. We got that Aurora sweep if you guys are up for that one. Anyway, so we're going to go into the Dodrio, go for the Tri-Attack. It's such a weak attack on it, so it's not going to take it out. Farfetch is going to go for the Slash, and that does a lot of damage, almost taking my Dodrio out. Okay, so Poison going to be enough to take out the Farfetch, and that is down. It's like it was about top 10 anime battles of the birds there, people. So we got the Carracosta coming out. I can go for the Groundium Z Mud Slap. However, it's going to have Aqua Jet and finish me off. So that was a bit of a shame. I could have done some solid damage to it there, and maybe taken it down to its Sturdy. If it had Sturdy, that is. So now we're going to go into Executor. I knew this would definitely scare off the Carracosta. And it's got weakness policy, so I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to stay and expect me to go for a grass move, then get the weakness policy, and then sweep the rest of my team. So decide to go for the Ancient Power just to break the Sturdy, and it's going to go for the Rock Tomb, not doing a lot of damage to me, and dropping my speed. Dropping my speed isn't such a problem either, because the Executor is, it's already quite a slow Pokemon. So we got the Carracosta swapping out, and we got the Flareon coming in. So Flareon is going to be able to eat that Giga Drain up really nicely. I guess the only good thing that came out of that was I did get a little bit of health back. So I can opt to go for the Ancient Power or the Draco Meteor. Now we got the Protect coming from the Flareon, so it's going to be a Gut set, or it's just scoping out what move I'm going to use, one of the two things. But usually, if it's a Protect, they have the Toxic Orb with Guts. In this case, it wasn't. So now we've got a Flare Blitz from the Flareon. Flareon's got some very nice base attack. As I said, I'm running a bulky set, so I do manage to actually live that, which is really nice. And then I could go for the Draco Meteor and finish off the Flareon. I thought after this I could go for the Ancient Power, and even if I do get a boost, it's not really going to matter because I'm going to get outspared. I'm going to sustain a lot of damage from the Flareon, which I can't really swap anything else into. And, I might as well go for my strongest attack. Okay, so now we got the Jinx coming back in. Once again, there's no point in swapping. Girafarig at this stage is my only option. So I've got Tropius left as my other Pokemon. I cannot swap into that. And, Executor is going to go down this turn. So I had to beat the Jinx with my Girafarig. That was the only way for me to actually win this battle, right? Now, you guys get to see Girafarig have a good old time here. Basically, you get to see it's set in full action. Okay, so we got 3 Pokemon running. I was actually very confident I could win this battle if I could get past the Jinx. So we got the Deadly coming in. I'm going to go for the Toxic on the swap there. Now, Jinx can't use its Stab Psych against me. It's going to be not very effective. So the only option it's got to use right is to use Ice-type moves against Girafarig. Now, as I said, I was running a special defensive set, so I felt like I could tank some of those Ice Beams. So Deadly's going to go for the Parabolic Charge. Parabolic Charge is actually a pretty cool attack. It's, it's electric type attack. It, it does damage and it heals the user back too. It's really cool. I guess it's like an electric version of Giga Drain or something like that. So going for the Hyper Voice, and that berry is going to activate. Now, the reason I ran Hyper Voice on my Girafarig is in case they had like Substitute or something, and I had Toxic right, and I couldn't hit their Substitute. That's why I ran the Hyper Voice. Plus, it's got some nice, base special attack on it too. So anyway, we got some more toxic damage on the Deadly. Now, Deadly can either keep going for Parabolic Charge and do nothing, or it's going to try and paralyze me with a Nuzzle, which it does. Now, obviously, I haven't revealed that I got Resh yet. I'm going to get Mick. I went for the double Toxic there in case the Jinx actually swapped back in. The Deadly really can't do much to me at all. So this turn, I thought, well, I could go for the rest here, right? And if they could go for a Parabolic Charge and stay in, that'd be okay. I'm not going to take much damage, and they're going to heal themselves up. Ultimately, I know that I can beat Deadly because it's poison, right? And, if they had a way to heal it, they would have done that already. They've got Cheek Pouch. It's already, it's already getting enough sustain and health as it is. So we got the Girafarig going to sleep here. My poison is now healed. So I thought this would encourage them to swap out. I'd use up one turn with this Sleep Talk, and then Early Bird will, I'd be already ready for the next Pokemon to come in. So Early Bird's actually really handy on Sleep Talk Rest. I've actually got a much better Pokemon that does this set a lot better than Girafarig, but still Girafarig did some, did a very good job. So go for the Sleep Talk, hoping I can get a Toxic off, and it gets Hyper Voice, which sucks on the Carracosta. So Carracosta, not really going to do a lot of damage. I was hoping it didn't have Shell Smash, that was the only worry. I'm going to wake up and get the Toxic off against it, which is really good. Man, guys, I'm like out of breath today. I'm not sure why. It must have been because I was using Hyper Voice. Anyway, so Carracosta is going to go for the Liquidation here. That's going to do some pretty solid damage to Girafarig. It's about a 3-hit KO, which is good. So I can use that Rest Right, I can use Sleep Talk, and then I can wake up straight away. It would have been a different story if I didn't have Early Bird on this set, definitely. Okay, so go for another rest here. I have no options but to go for rest. I cannot lose Girafarig. If I lose Girafarig, I lose the game because I've only got Tropius left, right? So I had to keep going for the rest here. Okay, so Carracosta is going to go for the Rock Climb. It's not going to do too much damage, but it is going to drop my speed. So I thought I could swap into Tropius here, right? And then I could go for the Leaf Blade on the Carracosta. And then Jinx would come in. That'd be a problem, right? Jinx could definitely come in after that, and we would definitely one-shot my Tropius. So I thought, no, I don't want to do that just yet. I kind of need, I really do actually need my Tropius to finish off the Deadly there, because it's got Earthquake on it, right? So now we got the Carracosta, go for Liquidation. Carracosta really wasn't a problem. It was, it was poisoned already, and I knew that I could tank all of its attacks, and I really just had to get around it. So we got some more toxic damage on the Carracosta. We got 1 or 2 more turns, and this thing is going to go down. I'm going to wake up and go for another rest. This is pretty much my only strategy I'm forced to use. Usually, usually I don't stall when I don't have any other options, but in this case, this was my only option. I couldn't lose my Girafarig here. So we got the Carracosta go for another Liquidation. Now, Liquidation does have a chance of dropping defense as well. That's what I was worried about, because if that dropped my defense right, that would turn that Liquidation 3-hit KO into a 2-hit KO. So Carracosta is on its last little bit of health. I thought about swapping it, but I thought, nah, I need to be awake so I can use that rest straight away against the Jinx, right? Okay, so we're going to get that Sleep Talk off, and I get the Hyper Voice, and that's going to be enough to take out the Carracosta, which was really good. Okay, so the last Pokemon left, which is Deadly. Deadly is not a problem. The only real problem now, as you guys know, was Jinx. Now, Jinx was a problem from the start of the battle. If there was no Jinx around, I would have been in a very comfortable position at the moment. So now we've got the Jinx coming in. We know that it's going to use Ice Beam. That's its only move. Now, the only thing is, does it have a move to actually boost its special attack? That could be that could be a problem too. Now it's going to go for Ice Beam, so obviously it doesn't have like a boosting special attack move. Ice Beam does a lot of damage there. It does have the Life Orb, and I'm going to be able to wake up and go for the rest. Now, if that Jinx didn't have Life Orb, it would have made it a lot easier. However, the good thing about Life Orb, right, is actually doing damage to itself. So now I'm going to go for rest. All I was thinking here, if I can get a Sleep Talk Hyper Voice off, 2 of them should be actually enough to take out the Jinx. Now, Jinx is going to go for the Ice Beam there against my Girafarig. It does a little bit over half health. I do have the leftovers though, so I was thinking, man, this is going to be really, really close whether I can live the next one, right? Okay, so now we're going to get that Sleep Talk off. And we're going to get the toxic misses. Oh, man, that was so important there. Definitely a very important miss on the Girafarig. Anyway, so Jinx is going to go for the Ice Beam again on my Girafarig. I cannot swap in my Tropius. I lived on 3 health. I just lived, and I'm able to get off the rest again. So I was like, okay, this is not so bad. Now, the bad thing about the toxic missing, right, guys, is that would have already been racking up in damage too. So the Jinx, would have been losing health on the toxic and losing health from the Life Orb. So I thought about actually sacking my Tropius too for some more Life Orb damage and some extra toxic damage as well. But it crits me with Ice Beam! Oh my god! And there's nothing I can do now. I need to hit it with a Hyper Voice. That's my only option here. And I'm gonna get the freaking rest off, guys, instead of a Hyper Voice. That was so unlucky. I did everything right there, but I still lost the battle. My Tropius is gonna go down to an Ice Beam, and Jinx is gonna finish me off with that one as well. Hope you guys enjoyed both these battles, man. I'm so salty about that last battle. I mean, even if let's say the Hyper Voice didn't even hit and the toxic went off, right? It would have done enough. It would have been gone down, and I would have had my Tropius left. Oh, I'm so salty. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Now, I will be streaming on Twitch. Hopefully, depends on how fast this will render and upload and stuff. But stay tuned for that one. If not, we'll be doing the normal battle stream tomorrow. And I'll catch you guys then. Okay, peace.